Welcome to Houston, everybody, the site of the 75th annual Major League Baseball All-Star Game. But today, it's the future stars up front. This group of players will take the field as All-Stars Tuesday, but they're not new to the All-Star experience. Their coming out party was right here in the Futures Game.
Up into the screen, it's caught, a home run. Alfonso Soriano.
For the last 5 years, the promising young players of this great game have shown their skills in this annual showcase. Over 100 of these players on Major League rosters.
He is running around first base thinking, yeah, I belong here.
Baseball's next generation of stars, the legend of the All-Star Futures Game, continues today. Welcome, everybody. Houston is the site. Delighted to have you with us for the All-Star Futures Game. This is the 2004 edition as the World All-Stars take on Team USA. These are the names of the players you'll see in Major League Baseball in the future. Delighted to have you with us. Welcome, everybody. Gary Thorne, along with Peter Gammons and Tony Gwynn. This is a chance for the young stars to shine, Peter.
Right, absolutely. It's kind of like the last stop before they get to the big league show. For some kids, like 18-year-old Felix Hernandez of the Mariners, it's a chance to be seen for the first time.
Tony, we're going to see some names out there that baseball fans may recognize. There'll just be a different first name to go with it.
Yeah, well, Prince Fielder is the first baseman in the Brewers organization. Son of Cecil Fielder is a young hitter that I think is a lot like his dad in that he hits with a lot of power, but in other ways not, that he's more patient. I think he uses the whole field, really smart hitter. But watching him today in batting practice, like watching a lot of these guys, the ball's jumping off these bats. These guys are just, they're huge. They're not supposed to be this big.
And we're going to see a young pitcher from Canada make a start here today, Tony.
This guy's really impressive. Jeff Francis, 13-1, ERA of 1.98. Doesn't do it the conventional overpowering way. Relies more on movement, sink of the fastball, sink of the changeup, movement of the breaking ball. Completely impressive. And like I said, you're going to see a lot of guys today that are just, you know, sooner or later going to get to the big leagues. We've seen this already after watching this game a few years. These guys are going to get to the big leagues quicker than a lot of people think.
And the team rosters of the major leagues right now are filled with a lot of players who were involved in these futures games of the past. Gary Miller's joining us down on the field today. We'll have a chance to meet some of the former major league stars and a lot of these young stars too. Gary?
Gary, they've got, as you can imagine, all the organizational guys, the developmental people. We've got GMs here like Larry Beinfest of the Marlins and Allard Barrett of the Royals, as well as his assistant, Muzzy Jackson. The scouting directors are here. Now, as you pointed out, I mean, we've seen over 100 guys go on to the big leagues, and you see them at a level of competition that you're not going to see in their AA and AAA leagues. So they're going to be watching intently. We'll visit with some of them during the game.
And there you see these two teams, Team USA in red. The Team World is going to be dressed in blue. There you see the lineup. Willie Tavares, the Astros organization. Ruben Gauthier of the Royals. Justin Morneau of the Twins. Edwin Encarnacion with the Reds. Shin-Shu Chu is with the Mariners. Tony Blanco of the Reds. Jorge Cortez with the Pirates. Donato Navarro with the Yankees. Joel Guzman with the Dodgers. Those will be the starters. Take a look at the reserves, and you see, we'll see everybody in this game at one time or other, with the Cubs, Diamondbacks, Yankees, Braves, Royals, and Blue Jays represented there, and all of those players who are listed as reserves will have a chance to get into this ball game and play. So a big day for them and a big opportunity for these young players to shine once more before a lot of major league people who are looking.
Well, Joe Blanton, one of the Moneyball guys, Bill Murphy will be in this game. Two of the other guys that have been traded have already got the A's pitchers on their staff, but Blanton, University of Kentucky, he shot through their system in his first full year last year. They're hoping that he can fast track to the big leagues because they would like to have him either in their rotation or long in the bullpen by the end of the year.
And we are ready to go as Team USA will be the home team here. Blanton ready to deliver. The first pitch swung on and missed by Willie Tavares. We'll show you the numbers. Some of these players have played on more than one team, obviously, this season in the minors, as they may have been moved up. An Astros outfield hopeful right here, 22 years old, out of the Dominican Republic.
Gary, this is a guy, Jerry Hunsaker made a great move. He took him as a Rule 5 pick out of Cleveland organization. Then, at the end of spring training, got to keep him when the Indians needed Jerome Robertson. They made the deal. They were able to keep him. Jerry's been looking for a leadoff hitting center fielder for a long time, and he's made great progress in Double-A.
There you see the numbers at Double-A with a 345 average. Blanton's delivery is a breaking ball hit down to third. Wright's got it, makes the throw, little short, just got him. He was flying. Good play by fielder at first base on that. Tavares out of there. Let's take a look defensively. Wright, one of those that may be at the major league level sooner than later. And there, here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, defensively, the lineup. Good D.
Very good. I mean, obviously, B.J. Upton is a guy that is immense tools. He's very, very young. He's made 27 errors, but he is a great talent, and he'll be playing in Tampa Bay in September.
You see that all these players have the hats on of the organizations they are involved with. Blanton getting the first out, and there's lots of reason to smile if you are playing in this game. Blanton's fastball misses down low.
Well, one of the things I've been amazed by, Peter, we were talking to BJ yesterday. 2 years ago when we saw him at the All-Star game in Milwaukee, he wasn't this big. He'd grown a little bit, put on a little bit more muscle. And yesterday, talking to him, I mean, he was a rock now. It's just unbelievably how big these guys have gotten and how quickly their skills have improved.
Now, BJ was a skinny kid. He's now almost 200 pounds.
Blanton's delivery, and that pitch just missed inside. And the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. How about Blanton and the rich pitching A's history?
Well, he's been fast-tracked, just as Rich Harden, who started this game last year, was fast-tracked. The one thing he's had a little trouble with, he hasn't had the same command thus far or velocity in the last month that he had last season. But I think that's just, as Tony knows, you get to AAA, and sometimes you have to go through a learning experience.
Yeah. Dote waiting on the 3-2 delivery to him, and that's taken inside, and he draws the walk. So there's our first base runner here of this Futures All-Star game. He goes down to first with 1 down. Drayton McLean, the owner of the Astros, on hand for the festivities. He'll be here for most of the events that are going on. His office just across the street outside the ballpark down the left field line. He's hoping somebody hits a home run in the home run derby tomorrow night that actually, if the roof is open, will fly over, hit that window of his, and break it. That's his hope. Nobody's done it yet in the young history of this park. Justin Morneau at the plate, 23 years old.
Speaking of guys that all of a sudden you look at him and go, oh my goodness, this guy's a monster.
Yeah.
I watched him in spring training the last couple of years with the Twins, and great swing. Tony compared him to John Olerud last year with his stillness. Now he's huge. I mean, Mark Bombard, the Phillies AAA manager, said this guy has the highest hang time of any hitter he's ever seen in AAA.
Burke's got one. Upton with a relay to first base, not in time. Dote taken out on the fielder's choice. Morneau on a high chopper will reach on the fielder's choice, and there are 2 away here in the first inning.
See BJ barehand this ball or get it out of his glove quickly and try to turn double play.
You seen BJ's younger brother?
I have.
He's the #1 pick next year, Justin.
I've seen him since he was 9th grade.
Had your eyes on him. That one looped into right field, is going to fall in for a base hit. Edwin Encarnacion delivers a single. That's the first hit of the ball game. Morneau will have to stop at second base. And with 2 down, Team World has got a couple on with 2 away. And Sin Soo Chu will be coming to the plate. Speaking of Chu, a lot of that going on right there. And there'll be a lot of that going on here for the festivities. All-Star Sunday here in Houston. Then, of course, tomorrow we'll see the home run derby, which has become such a great feature of the All-Star festivities, and the All-Star game will be on Tuesday night. Chu takes the pitch inside for a ball from Blanton.
Well, every young player in the Mariners organization has gotten the message that perform, you get to the big leagues, because when they released Rich O'Reilly yesterday and made it very obvious they're going to try to move some other veterans, they're opening the door to rebuilding that organization. We're going to see Jeremy Reed for Team USA that they got in the Freddie Garcia deal. He'll be playing there in Seattle probably in a couple of weeks.
Amazing what's happened to that organization, that they would be going into the All-Star break and even before it really out of it. First and second occupied. Blanton, the off-speed breaking ball in for a strike. Good pitch right there to Chu, 22 years old. A lot of young fans here. That's how you stay in the game. Remember what's going on. Learn to keep score.
Maybe the scouts are getting younger.
There you go. And prettier, too. That one is going to be foul back. Take those cards home if you're here keeping score like that young gal was. And you've got a great souvenir because, as we said, over 100 players are now in the major leagues who played in this Futures All-Star game. So that booklet that has all their pictures, names, and bios becomes a keepsake piece of memorabilia in baseball history, as her scorecard will. 2 down, fastball inside corner, got him. So Blanton able to get the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, 2 are left on. Blanton getting it done. We'll take a look at the USA lineup when we come back.
Anything you want, anything you need, anything at all, you can get it in the zone. You want it, and you need it, just ask us and we'll get it.
When it comes to getting the parts, supplies, and advice you need to keep your car running right, there's no better place than AutoZone.
We're gonna rock this joint. 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 We're gonna rock this joint tonight. That's right.
They come from around the world to compete in Athens. Over 1 billion will be watching on TV.
They ran the last turns. This could be a new world record.
This summer, get close to the Olympic Games like never before. Purchase a select Panasonic HD TV and order digital cable with high definition and get $100 towards Cox Digital Cable. It's the best way to watch the games in HD.
The 2004 All-Star Futures Game, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Let's make it real. And Motel 6. For the lowest price of any national chain, call 800-4-MOTEL 6.
All the nations represented. 14 from the Dominican Republic on Team World. Venezuela 4, Canada 2, Colombia, Korea, Mexico, Puerto Rico 1 each on the world team. No scores. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Let's take a look at the lineup for Team USA. There you have it with Burke, Upton, McPherson, Fielder, Wright, Hill, Reed, Kubel, Young. The reserves, again, as with Team World, will have their chance in the lineup today. You'll see all of them. And we are ready to go as the Canadian Jeff Francis, Rockies organization, left-hander in first strike. Chris Burke leading it off for Team USA as you look at Francis. 19 years young.
Well, they finished last year, including the playoffs, 14-2. So he's 27-3 over the last calendar year. And he's moving up to AAA for his next start.
Wow. That's in a hurry.
That was a good changeup right there. You see the numbers. Only 22 walks, 147 strikeouts. And we've seen already the first 3 pitches. He's located the fastball with a little bit of movement, changed speeds.
Tony, if you learn to do that early, I mean, what a magnificent advantage that is, because most pitchers don't develop that off-speed pitch till they're way up in the organization.
You're right, because I think this is one of the reasons why he's had so much success, is that he can locate the fastball. He can locate it with movement, the movement at the end.
Jammed him on that one. Short wall left field. This will go near the warning track. Hauled in by Cortez. Burke is retired, and there's one away for Team USA here in the first inning. Let's take a look defensively for Team World. Cortez, Tavares, Cho in the outfield. We'll see Navarro working behind the plate with Francis for their battery, as B.J. Upton will stand in.
Tony, as we see how big these guys get, actually, Joel Guzman dwarfs B.J. Upton.
That's scary, isn't it? There are the numbers, AAA. And again, note the age, 19, Gammon's MLB Productions. Yes, that's our own Peter providing information. As Tony and I know, if you have a question about someone in baseball, just give Peter a call.
Actually, BJ was going to get, he got a call that he was being called up from AA to the big leagues, and then he was going to the airport and got another call saying maybe it's a good idea for you to stop at AAA for a while, which probably is a good idea. But Lou Piniella brought Alex Rodriguez to the big leagues. He now brings BJ up in this September to the big leagues, and his athleticism and his love of the game. There's a joy about this guy, Tony.
Yeah.
It's fun to be around at all times, from a great family.
Yep. I think he's really matured here in his 2 years in the minor league system, and you know, they could bring him up to the big leagues. I think he would probably have success right away, but they want him to get some confidence, let him play every day.
Does he look like his dad? Cecil Fielder's son waiting. Francis's pitch goes through the wickets to the backstop.
And as we look, we'll see the fifth hitter in this lineup, and the third baseman next to him, David Wright of the Mets, will be up very soon, was his best friend in baseball growing up. They grew up in the Norfolk area, Chesapeake area, and played on all the youth teams together and all the rest.
Left-hander's delivery is a fastball right there. And Upton is retired. Francis gets the K. And there are two down here in the first inning. That is Cecil, who will be watching his son come to the plate against this left-hander.
This is what I was talking about with Francis. This fastball, just locating the fastball. A little bit of cut at the end of that. Nipped off the outside corner. What a strikeout.
6'5", 210-pounder. 23 years old, won his first 10 decisions at AA Tulsa. And the pitch is taken outside, and as Peter mentioned, that's why just moving up in a hurry. A 9th overall pick in 2002, and Dallas McPherson playing AAA ball, 23 years old.
He's one of the Angels' 3 or 4 great young talents. I mean, his show in batting practice was awesome. He's hit 28 home runs thus far this year. I mean, his power potential is boundless. And you know, with Troy Glaus headed to free agency at the end of the year, he's likely to be their third baseman next year. And you have Jeff Mathis, the catcher here, and Casey Kochman, the first baseman, who both Mathis and McPherson look up to as if they're not even in his class. So it's a tremendous group of young players.
He's 6'4", 230 pounds, out of the Citadel. And McPherson, a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down. Left-hander will wait a minute. Francis pitched a no-hitter July 6, 2003 for Visalia against Modesto. I mean, he's got it, and he's got confidence. 2-2 to the left-hander, and got it down and away after he swung over to first base. So Francis gets a couple of strikeouts. He retires the side in order. Our Futures All-Star Game zip after 1.
Games are coming to LA. Watch them live starting August 5th at 9 on ESPN. Presented by Right Guard.
Jim Brewer here. Gonna show you how the new Right Guard Extreme Power Caps work. Power Caps are little balls of extra odor fighters. Let's say these guys represent odor, and the balls my friend Randy Johnson has here represent the Power Caps. Power Caps destroy odors on contact. Get extreme, get Right Guard. You do not want to be odor right now.
Now Right Guard has the strongest gel. It even keeps you drier than a stick.
Advantage. Will you fear it or feast on it? NCAA Football 2005. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hyundai's on a winning streak. And during Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance, you can get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on the award-winning 2004 Sonata. The Hyundai Sonata is J.D. Power and Associates' highest-ranked entry midsize car in initial quality. It's that commitment to quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So hurry to your Hyundai dealer and save on the award-winning Sonata at the Hyundai Winning Streak Summer Clearance.
Goose Gossage, who is managing Team USA. He has some pretty good coaches down there with him, too. It's zip here. You see the left-handers who will be working in today's game, and everybody, just about everybody, will be getting a chance. Danks and Murphy in reserves from the left side. Bullington, Kane, Everett, Floyd, Sleeth, and Thompson. And about an inning apiece is what we will see, which is why Tim Stauffer out of the Padres organization has come on to pitch.
When I saw him on the Cape 2 years ago, I thought he was as major league ready as any pitcher I've seen in 10 years. University of Richmond, command of every pitch. And then Tony, he got hurt last year.
Yep. Got hurt coming out of college, and
Tony Blanco goes after the first pitch and fouls it off.
He's signed with the Padres and has really come on strong this year. I'm throwing really well. And the one thing the Padres have plenty of is pitching. They got pretty good young pitching in their organization.
Nice to be able to say that while you're also in a division race with what you've got up there right now. Blanco on a pitch down and away from him. Big cut he could not catch up with, and the count goes to 0-2.
Blanco's a big-time power guy. He's just learning to play. I mean, Jim Bowden may not be in Cincinnati anymore, but he got Blanco and Encarnacion thrown into deals.
There's that breaking ball, Tony. He's got that to go with that fastball. Pretty good curveball.
Yeah, good movement on the fastball. Good movement on the breaking ball. You see, the breaking ball is not a real power type breaking ball, more of a slurvy type. But
then come right back and jam you. Yikes. Drag him out of there.
You see,
Go back, Tony, to that inning with Francis on the mound.
We were just sitting here in amazement with the movement on these pitches. There's a breaking ball. There's a fastball, a straight fastball. Little change inside. Another breaking ball for a strike. And then a big kind of a sweeping breaking ball for strike 3. And he's 19 years old. And to have that kind of command, that kind of movement this early in his career, and that's to me the reason why he's really taken off right now.
Amazing. Look at these pitches that we're seeing right here. Stauffer, he's threw an off-speed breaking ball and then some kind of a screwball pitch that ended up off-speed going away from the left-hander in a quick 2-strike count. And then a fastball blows him away. That's a pretty good setup right there. Speaking of pitchers, let's join Gary Miller. Gary.
Gary, I got to stand on this first step here to get even with Jeff Francis. Jeff, you have to feel pretty good. You told me it felt like 3 innings out there. You guys are only going to go 1 inning apiece. Why did it feel like that?
Maybe the nerves. I don't know. I got out there and just tried to go right after guys, and you know, when you're getting some nerves, it might feel like forever when you're out there.
I hate to see you when you're confident out there. You used all your pitches. You used the off speed as well to great effect.
Yeah. You know, something I've been working on, and you know, trying to throw them for strikes, and you know, don't necessarily go for those strikeouts, but you know, with guys like they have in the lineup, you don't want to throw them too good of pitches when they're looking for them.
You're still a teenager. What does it mean to be in this game?
I'm not a teenager. I'm 23.
All right, that's a teenage question.
I know I may look young, but I'm not that young.
When you first met Larry Walker, fellow Canadian with the Rockies, well, I guess we're not going to have time. Jeff, congratulations today, and I'll get your birth certificate for you, okay? Gary?
Got him out of there, 1, 2, 3. What an impressive performance right there by Stauffer. A couple of strikeouts.
The X Games are coming to LA. Watch them live starting August 5th at 9 on ESPN, presented by Taco Bell.
I'm full! People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I haven't been this full since...
Fullness from a value menu.
Little announcement.
We're full! Introducing the Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. A new menu of filling items, like half-pound burritos and double tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
I'm full, but you wouldn't understand that. Oh! Oh,
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
We are insomniacs. While other car companies sleep soundly at the wheel of convention, we have created a dream machine. An all-wheel drive vehicle with a stunning new body and a turbocharged soul. A vehicle that takes your old notions of a wagon and puts them to bed.
Once and for all.
The 250 horsepower Subaru Legacy.
Rise and shine.
See your Subaru dealer for details on a special introductory lease on the all-new Subaru Legacy.
Gotta paint the kitchen, gotta paint the hall, gotta paint the bathroom, I got to paint it all, oh yeah!
Got the blues about painting? Get Scotch brand blue painter's tape. It comes off clean and leaves professional paint lines.
I'm so glad I got the blues, it's the only tape I use. You'll be happy if you get the blues,
Scotch blue painter's tapes from 3M.
While one soldier was away at war, they threatened his home. Now he must fight to save everything he loves. The best picture of the year is now a must-own 2-disc DVD. Cold Mountain. Own it today on DVD and video.
Major League Baseball scouts taking notes. See the radar gun there being used, measuring the pitches here for their organizations as they have a chance to see all these stars in one place. Tommy Lasorda seated there at the end of the row, scouting the scouts. Here are the world reserves that we're going to see as far as pitchers are concerned. Ledesma, Munoz, and Perez will be in there. We'll see the right-handers as well. All will get an opportunity. About an inning each will be worked by the pitchers, and unless they have pitched very recently or have an injury, they will not be coming in. Talk about age. How about this? In the Mariners organization, this youngster is 18.
This is the player I think most people in baseball wanted to see today, just because he's an incredible story. He shot through the minor leagues to Double-A at 18 and dominated for 2 starts.
Wow. We saw his dad in the dugout watching. Tony knows all about this kind of stuff. We're not talking about Felix Hernandez, but the hitter who's coming up. This is Prince Fielder. His dad watching, and the pitch is on the outside corner for a strike.
Good looking young hitter here. See, 20 years old. He's playing in Huntsville Double-A for the Milwaukee Brewers. And he's another guy today in batting practice.
Rips it into left field for a base hit. And what, Tony, you and I were talking about that with major league players going the other way.
And that's the thing I think that separates him from his dad, is that, you know, he isn't afraid to hit the ball the other way. You saw that there. Fastball out over the plate, stayed behind it nice, and just kind of carved it to left field. And the ball just flies off his bat.
The Team USA gets its first hit, first base runner. And Dad's happy.
Dad's sitting over there saying, I wouldn't have done that. I tried to turn that ball around.
That's right. Pull that thing to that short porch. Come on. Swung on a missed. A good breaking ball by Hernandez as David Wright out of the Met organization stands in. Lots of recent press for Wright, but whether or not he's going to be at the major league level yesterday.
Well, his numbers in Double-A and Triple-A have been remarkable. He's very mature. Said he and Upton grew up together. I mean, I think there's a very good chance what they'll do is they'll play David Wright at third, and Ty Wigginton will play 6 different positions and probably play 5 days a week.
Wigginton has answered the call at the major league level for the Mets of late. And on foul back by the 21-year-old.
There have been at least 6 significant trades that the Mets could have made in the last 5 months if they were willing to give up David Wright. They're not willing to do so.
And the numbers for the young star at the minor league level evidence wide. That one swung on and missed, had some drop on it. He got him. That'll be the strikeout for Hernandez. That's 3 strikeouts for Francis and Hernandez, the 2 world pitchers in the first 5 hitters they faced. Runner on at first base, 1 down. Coy Hill coming to the plate. He has seen some major league experience limited. Got a double in his first major league at bat, September 2003 at Coors Field. Fine play, Cote, relay, Guzman, and they turn 2. Ball hit hard and a tailor-made double play. 4-6-3. Hernandez faces only 3. No runs a hit. Nobody left on. Our 2004 Futures All-Star Game. Great to have you with us here in Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National League needs your support. A vote for the AL is a vote for the future. America, are you ready for your 2004 All-Star Game?
The 2004 All-Star Game. July 13th.
Baseball's biggest show of the summer is coming. For the first time ever, 4 active 500 home run hitters, Bonds, Sosa, Griffey, and Palmeiro, compete in the Century 21 Home Run Derby. And they'll be joined for a historic gathering of living 500 home run hitters. The Century 21 Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
A&E is the art of entertainment, a place where entertainment is reaching a new level. Now A&E and BMW bring you the LA Fine Arts Calendar with these upcoming events. This A&E LA Fine Arts Calendar is brought to you locally by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Test drive the BMW 3 Series at your Southern California BMW Center.
Every Monday, metal twists, gears grind inside the Monster Garage, where ordinary cars become extraordinary machines. Everyday street cars get an automotive overhaul by metal twisting madman Jesse James. Watch as he and his crew of maverick mechanics create the ultimate in twisted transformations. Monster Garage, Mondays at 9, only on the Discovery Channel.
Monster Garage is sponsored locally by Coors Original, real Rocky Mountain beer.
As you can see, with thunderstorms around Houston today, the roof is closed here at Minute Maid Park. Whether or not it'll be open for the All-Star Game itself Tuesday remains to be seen. They hope to have it open for the Home Run Derby coming up on ESPN tomorrow night. And John Danks from Austin, Texas, the new pitcher on the mound.
Well, he was the Rangers' #1 pick last year, 9th pick in the country. Very good curveball, live fastball. But in making the jump, this is his first full pro season. He went from low A in the Midwest League to high A in the California League. He's gotten a little tired. He told me he's lost a little weight. He's lost a little bit of that arm speed. But, you know, Tony, that's something a kid has to experience the first time out in professional baseball.
Yeah, and really it depends on where you come from. If you're a college guy, you're usually coming off playing anywhere between 60 and 70 games. Then you're playing 100, maybe 100 games at the professional level. And a lot of these guys kind of wear down, and they spend the winter really working hard trying to get themselves strong enough for a regular season.
The shortstop, Joel Guzman, 6'4", 200-pounder, Dodgers.
This guy put on a Vladimir Guerrero display in batting. He's 6'4", about 230. He got over $2 million from the Dodgers, and I mean, I don't know if he's going to play shortstop or not, but boy, the power this guy's got for the middle of the field.
In the Florida State League, that one swung on and missed. A pitch down and away, maybe in the dirt from Danks. These pitchers are dominating here as they're all throwing strikes. Felix Hernandez, 7 pitches, all strikes. That's the timer they put on, whether you're using heat or cold when they have it in the wrap. That'll be fouled off. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
I was impressed just the way these guys went about their business today in batting practice. Not only were they hitting the ball, you know, out of the ballpark, but they were using the whole field, spraying the ball around. And Guzman today, he hit some balls to right field.
The amazing thing, Tony, we're talking about hitting to other fields, is that these guys who have great size, who you'd expect to be trying to yank everything, aren't doing that.
No, they weren't. And you know, Prince showed you a little bit of that. B.J. Upton today.
That one off the glove of the pitcher into center field. Throw to first base, not going to be in time, but a good effort by Burke. Guzman is on with a single. Slowed down by Danks enough so that a play could be made, at least an attempt made by Burke. It'll be an infield hit.
See, Guzman, 6'4", he got down the line still pretty good for a big guy.
the other thing. These big guys also have speed. Yikes again.
I know.
Let's get down to Gary Miller. Gary.
Gary, I'm here with Goose Gossage, the manager of the U.S. team. Goose, this is your kind of game. Every pitcher comes in for 1 inning.
Well, these guys, I've been very impressed, Gary, with these young kids out here. They've been, so far, the pitch has just been unbelievable.
We saw your second baseman out there, Chris Burke, who's going to be up here. He's already actually came up this week a little bit, but he's the future second baseman for the Astros. You see the kind of effort he made to try and throw a guy out from center field there. That's what we're seeing from everybody.
I didn't even think he had a chance. He'd stick it in his pocket, and you know, it wasn't too far off from getting the guy at first base. Yeah.
He's pitching against you today, but you work with the Rockies. You got to be excited about what Francis did out there.
Hey, that's impressive. As I said, all of these pitchers so far have been impressive, and Francis just really looked great.
How do you think that'll play in Coors Field?
Well, I think it's overrated. I think that you have to be tough mentally, and more tough mentally in Coors Field than anywhere else. And I think you can pitch up in Coors Field, and I don't mean up in belt high up. I mean up out of the zone. Get a head down and then change that level of that hitter's eyes. And I think that it's overrated. I think that you can pitch in Coors Field. That it can be done.
Well, they can use him, guys.
They sure can.
Gary, thanks very much. A 1-ball, 2-strike count here, and Tavares, the leadoff batter, grounded out his first time up. Base runner on, nobody out, runner at first, down to third base, right, got through into left field. Young will come in to get it. He was thinking about trying to get that runner at second base, it looked like, and the ball kind of played him as he backed up.
Yeah. You got to come and attack that ball. You can't sit back and let the ball play you. You got to come in and try to make that play. Get caught in between here, trying to backpedal here and take the angle, try to knock it down, get the force at second.
He will be charged with an error on that first error of the ball game. Now runners at first and second base, still nobody out, scoreless here in the third inning. Ruben Gote takes the pitch outside for a ball. So a scoring opportunity here for the World Future Stars. The 6th Future Stars game. U.S. leads in the series 3-2. 1-0 delivery. Took something off it and got the outside corner strike. Drew a walk his first time up as Danks, the third pitcher. Blanton. Starfer came on and just threw strikes and blew him away. 3 strikeouts combined for the two of them. 1-1 delivery in the kitchen and 2-1.
I've been very impressed by Gotay. He's AA second baseman of the Royals, unquestionably their second baseman of the future. And they have the kid Blanco, we'll see later in this game, who did a great job in Kansas City filling in for last year's Rookie of the Year, Angel Baroa. Royals knew they needed a third baseman and a catcher. That's what they got in the when they made the Carlos Beltran deal. And they're trying to regroup with young players and positions and make another run with their young pitching. But Gotay is a good player. His uncle, Ramon Aviles, played briefly for the Red Sox, a little bit else in the major leagues. Not a great player, but a very, very smart baseball player.
Out of Rio Pedras, Puerto Rico, playing in Wichita, Texas, AA. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and got him. Good jam pitch right there. And a strikeout for the first out of the third inning. Morneau coming to the plate. Justin Morneau hit into a fielder's choice his first time up, but what a thrill. Made 25 earlier this year, getting a chance at the major league level. His first major league shot, not his first, but a major league home run this year. And he stands in now with the numbers that he's put up. You see right there, 7 for 24 when he's had a chance to play at the major league level. He's got 2 on here and a check swing strike call.
Actually, if Morneau is not brought up by July 31st, he can then go play for Canada in the Olympics, and he kind of wants to play. But my guess is Twins will bring him up so they can have that bat as a DH on the bench down the stretch.
Foul back.
And Jeff Francis is still waiting to find out if he's going to go pitch. I doubt the Rockies will let him go. But
I doubt it too. I think you get prospects like these two guys. You'd love to see them have the opportunity. I mean, but the biggest thing is trying to help your organization win.
Fastball inside. And Tony, as many of the players have said, even to the Major League All-Star game, organization first, team first, and then the other stuff, even if it's an All-Star game.
Yeah, and it's sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow. These guys, you know, have an opportunity to represent their country, and I'm sure would love that opportunity. But
what we love about Morneau and Francis too is they realize what's good for the organization.
Yeah.
Ization.
Or not a slap shot.
Right. Gary?
The Canadian Olympic team is going to be announced on Thursday. Obviously, both of those guys are going to be on. In fact, Morneau caught Francis when they were high schoolers together. They hope to play in the Olympic team, but as you mentioned, Peter, he may have other duty.
Right, the tag, one, and that's it. Wanted to turn a double play there, but once he decided to go after the runner, Guzman, that's all he was going to get. So a fielder's choice, 2 down, still runners at first and second base. Now, do you play that as a straight double play first rather than trying to go to the runner?
I think you do. I think you take that ball and you throw it right through the runners. His responsibility to get out of the way. And he's tailor-made. He can take it right to second base. Instead, he makes the tag, and that kind of eliminates the force out anywhere else.
So 2 away, still 2 on. And the left-hander turns it over outside. Danks with a chance to get out of this inning after a single and an error, had put 2 on with nobody out. And Edwin Encarnacion, who delivered a single in his first at bat.
Well, for all the problems the Reds have had at third base, this guy is the eventual answer. Again, he was stolen in a minor league deal with the Rangers a couple of years ago, in a deal for Rob Bell, and almost one of Jim Bowden's best trades, because he is a legitimate power hitter. Ball jumps off his bat. And like Tony was saying, watching him take BP, he understands hitting. He now understands use the whole field and then try to hit it up into the Landry stand later.
Did he go after that? You want to check it first, and no, he did not. Close, though.
Peter, that's a real good description, because the first couple of rounds, boy, he was working balls to the right half of the field, and then that third round, boy, he was trying to hit the train out in left center field as well as his other teammates.
A 2-1 strike count with 2 away. Runners off first and second base. Travaris and Morneau at first, and he'll step off. La Romana, where our hitter is from, Encarnacion, has produced per capita as many major league players, I think, as anywhere in the world, is it not?
And getting larger all the time.
Man, see, so many players have come out of La Romana in the Dominican Republic.
Well, La Romana, the capital, and San Pedro de Macorís are the 3 of the greatest baseball towns in the world.
San Pedro de Macorís, you can't be born there unless you have a chance of playing shortstop. Over the years, they've supplied clubs, major league clubs, with shortstops. 3-1 delivery is going to be foul tipped. That one bouncing off Hill, the catcher that time. And it'll keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. No score. Our future All-Stars game with a chance here in the top of the 3rd inning for Team World to try and get a run up here if they can get a hit, but it is not easy with these pitchers. New pitchers coming on every inning, just rocking and firing and wanting to put on a show. Danks, runners go 3-2. That'll be chopped to third. Wright's gonna have to hustle this one. Long throw, not in time, an infield hit. And Encarnacion is on, and the bases are loaded. One of the problems for the fielders is probably not knowing the speed of some of these players.
Yeah, well, this one, he let the runner go in front of him, and Encarnacion gets down the line pretty well.
This has hardly been Danks' fault. The ball off his glove that Burke fielded, then the other ball that went off Wright's glove, and then that one.
Wright's had a tough inning. He has picked up an error and then couldn't make the play on that one.
That'll play well in New York. I remember Greg Nettles made 2 errors in a game. The back page of the New York Post the next day was E5. He's only one of the greatest third basemen of the modern era.
It's New York. Gossage knows all about that kind of attention that you get in those kinds of markets, and in big games, no less. Bases loaded, 2 down. Chu up, takes the pitch inside. That one, I think, hit the bat. Kind of fouled off almost the handle of the bat that time.
If it wasn't the bat, it had to be his hand, because we heard something.
Yeah.
And it is a strike. Chu, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Left-hander Danks with the bases loaded there in the 3rd inning. And another one in on him that he fouls off.
Danks is staying right up under his knuckles. He's not going to let him get his arms extended. Again, trying to beat him inside.
He lost his bottom hand on the first pitch, and he lost his top hand on the second one. Man, that's nasty stuff. Now does he go away? See if he goes outside to him here. 0-2 delivery. Nope. That one fouled off his fist. I don't know how he's standing in there and not getting hit in the hands.
That's 3 foul balls, and he hasn't swung yet.
I mean, he's having a hard time recognizing that this ball is going to be in, and that one looked like it hit the knob of the bat.
Wow, you talk about getting jammed in an at-bat. He was having that happen to him right here. Still a 2-strike count with 2 down. Sacks are full, no score, 3rd inning. And there he went outside to him, and it's 1-2.
And I think that's the pitch he was looking for the whole time, because, you know, you get busted inside 3 times in a row, and you don't blink you don't flinch on that breaking ball, the first breaking ball he throws you. Pretty good indication that maybe that's what he's looking for, a breaking ball, something out over the plate.
Here's out of South Korea, another fastball that is way inside. He couldn't foul that one off if he wanted to. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Danks in a pretty good showdown right here. Talk about future All-Stars. There's one hoping. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Danks up high to him, and the count goes 3-2 with no place to put him.
You know, Danks really had the count in his favor there to come back inside with a fastball in, and he missed. And so, you know, 3-2 now. He's got to throw a quality pitch. Runners are going to be going.
So Tom Brown, San Diego, pitching coach for this game for Team USA, talking with Gossage. Chu, the hitter, once was a pitcher, and he threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in his days in high school when he was playing in Korea. South Korea now, of course, working in the outfield. 3-2 delivery. Base is full. Grounded to second base. Chance out of the inning. Burke makes the play, and that will do it. So no runs. Couple of hits and error, and the Sox remain full. Still scoreless.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah. You've got enough to worry about without having to worry about your car. That's why at 75,000 miles, switch to Valvoline's Max Life. Its added ingredients help prevent wear on critical engine parts.
Hello, gorgeous girl.
At 75,000, time to switch to Max Life. And introducing Max Life Synthetic, another good reason to switch to Max Life.
Get up to $5 cash back during GM Summer Drive now. Have fun with it.
You think that's due? Think again. That's what's called a cold sweat. Because our guy has the steel combi system. One tool, multiple attachments. Tremble with fear, little yard. Tremble with fear. The steel combi system. Are you ready for a steal?
One final question. What are some potential symptoms of pancreatitis?
Kamar's phone. Hey, what's up? Nothing important. I can talk. What's going on?
From the director of...
Dude, where's my car?
New Line Cinema presents life after graduation. Like getting a job.
What's it like being an investment banker? Awesome. Awesome!
Finding a girlfriend.
Sure got a lot of baggage.
And making new friends. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, rated R. Sneak preview Friday, July 23rd. Starts everywhere July 30th.
Gus Gossage managing, knows how tough it is for a pitcher working with runners on. Danks got it done, and when he came to the bench.
Atta boy. Atta baby. Atta way, man. Hell of a job, big boy. Hey, Johnny.
Likes hearing that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Left the bases loaded.
Exactly. Likes throwing a 3-2 pitch where he can get the third out.
We will get yet another pitcher. Ledesma is on the mound. The third pitcher used as we go to the third inning here. Jeremy Reed coming up. Wilfredo Ledesma, 23.
Well, he spent all of last year with the Tigers. It was a Rule 5 pick out of the Boston organization. He pitched 6 games in 3 years in the Boston organization. He was hurt. But Dave Dombrowski's staff saw him in Venezuela and took him as a Rule 5. Now they're sending him out. He's having an outstanding year in the Eastern League. And, you know, Tigers have suffered for a long time, but their rotation, we'll see Kyle Sleeth in this game. They have Matt Roney down there. Kenny Baugh has come back from arm trouble. They have an outstanding Double-A rotation.
A lot of left-handers. See all these left-handers we're seeing as Jeremy Reed stands in his first at bat.
Recently traded for Freddie Garcia.
Reed will be first to hit here. 7, 8, 9 are due up for Team USA. That one to short. Guzman up. Morneau at first base gets it, and there's one away. Want to remind you, coming up later tonight, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. It's the Chicago Cubs. Kerry Wood to the mound. His first start since coming off that DL, which he was on May 12. Chris Carpenter, who could very well be the comeback player of the year, the hill for the Cardinals. Action comes your way at 8 Eastern. John and Joe will be there to have the call. Cubs Cardinals, and boy, do the Cubs ever need it. All of a sudden, the last 10 days.
I think one of the best stories in baseball is the fact that the Cardinals pitching has developed there now, I believe, 19-5 since their rotation since the beginning of June. And, you know, Jason Marquis and Chris Carpenter, Jeff Suppan, the people that Walt Jocketty went out and got have all worked.
Wow. Kubel's up. First at bat.
This is one of my favorite guys.
Right here?
Oh, Jason Kubel. He could hit. I mean, you know, I love to look at guys in the minor leagues, try to project them. Guys who have more walks and more extra base hits than strikeouts usually turned out to be extraordinary hitters. And he has shot through the Twins organization, went from A-ball, he's now in AAA, and originally from South Dakota, and grew up in the desert here in California. Defensively, the scouting report I get is he has a Dwight Evans arm, which is, I can relate to.
Kubel taking that one up the middle. Guzman cannot get to it, and it is a base hit. Jason Kubel is on as he gets the base hit. Delmon Young is coming to the plate. Talk about dads who are watching and care. We've got a brother in this case who's watching Delmon.
He's a 5'2" kid. You know, he can run, he can throw the devil out of the ball, and well, everybody knows he's known for hitting, and he actually has a decent glove. You know, when you have him around guys like Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGuire, Barry Larkin, you know, guys that are going to the Hall of Fame, and he sees their approach and also see my approach to the game. You know, yeah, we work hard, you know, but we have fun doing it.
When you get to this level and you're this good, it is fun. Try to catch up with his brother in that department as far as where he's playing. He's batting 9th in the order, playing left field.
He's a very mature kid. He was funny as time. A lot of adjustments, you know, having a roommate, riding the buses in the minor leagues, eating peanut butter and jelly. I'm not used to that.
Young with a runner on at first base. 3 hits for the World Future All-Stars. And Team USA has had a couple of hits. 1 down here, 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Foul back into the screen.
19 years old. Dimitri's right. He is a 5-tool guy. Great arm. Runs well. Hits with power. It's only going to get better.
Almost bound to see a blast go out or here in this game. You would think in this ballpark that home runs can fly out of, especially for right-handers down that short 315 left field line, which a lot of people say is not really even 315 in this ballpark.
Is it 304 like Fenway Park?
Yes, very close to that, I believe. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Young, and he swings through it. Foul tipped it into the mitt, and he's gone. Ledesma gets the strikeout. 2 away, 3rd inning.
Ledesma's been pretty impressive here. Locating the fastball, catcher wanted that ball up in the zone. He gets it up there, gets the strikeout.
Tony, how hard is it for a hitter coming in a game like this with new pitchers every inning?
It's tough. If you have no knowledge of these guys, and in some of the cases there are a lot of guys here from Double-A, so you're going to see guys who you face, but if you've never faced a guy, you're asked to go in there and basically battle, it's really tough.
What do you do? Just pick a pitch? I mean, you go up and say...
Well, everybody's picking the fastball most of the time. The only guy who really hasn't was Fielder, who got a base hit, and Kubel in his last at bat, he fouled off a bunch of pitches, breaking balls, fastballs, finally got something he could put in play with 2 strikes, bounced it right up the middle for a base hit. But in these kind of games where you're facing guys you don't know, it's very tough. So you really have to just trust the things that you do.
Berg flied out his first time up. He's got a base hit into center field. Tavares up with it. Runner stops at second base. Kubel stays at second. 2 hits, 2 on here in the inning. Upton is coming up, and we're going to check in with Gary Miller.
Well, we're here with a very proud parent and a very proud brother as well as B.J. Upton comes up. Is B.J. really for Boss Man Jr.?
Yes, it is.
How did that come about?
Well, I was boss man because my mom and dad couldn't have kids, so I was born late, so my dad named me boss man because he thought I was going to be the only child. So we were thinking about a name for BJ, so he was going to be Junior, so I was boss man senior, so he's boss man junior.
Well, you're Melvin Emmanuel, go by Manny. And how tough is it, and you've got mom back here, Yvonne, who doesn't want to get on camera, but how tough is it to keep up with these 2 guys, because Justin could go #1 in the next draft?
Well, like I said with BJ, hopefully he will, and in June we'll see. I just tell him go out and play hard and have fun. Ian popped out.
Oh, falls in. 1 run will score. Kubel crosses. Here's the second. They've got the runner in a rundown, but both runs will count as the tag is put on Upton. Chu in right field had trouble with that one, looking up into the roof here at Minute Maid Park, and it dropped in. And 2 runs have scored, and here in the 3rd inning, Team USA on this play will take a 2-0 lead.
Hi, Tom Bodette. You're about to witness the miracle of savings. Click 6 Web Bargains save you even more at Motel6.com. Technology and value, the stuff of life. We'll leave the light on for you. And Accor Hotel.
Hey, what's up, Thurs? Yo, Thurs, what's up with the extra Sprite?
Brother, you can never be too far away from the crisp, thirst-quenching lemon lime goodness of Sprite. Now let's say some big old Sasquatch sits here on my left taking up the armrest and whatnot. I'ma be over here on my right with this Sprite.
So what about that one?
Now say some young honey dip sits over here on my left. I'ma spend my time over here with her, getting my drink on. Show her my motto. Ooh, ooh. Now this is gonna be interesting. Who's thirsty?
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing Gillette M3 Power. Turn on the first micro power shaving system from Gillette and turn on the amazing new Power Glide blades. Micropulses raise the hair so you shave closer in 1 power stroke. Feel the power of the world's best shave. New M3 Power, a Mach 3 innovation from Gillette. The best a man can get.
Hyundai's on a winning streak. And during Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance, you can get $1,750 cash back or 0% APR on 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe's. It's the smart-sized SUV with an available V6. And like every Hyundai, the Santa Fe is backed by industry-leading quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So hurry to the Hyundai winning streak summer clearance to get cash back or 0% APR on the hot-selling Santa Fe.
Outdoor Alliance.
We gotta reach her.
Are they superstars? No. Superheroes. The Great Outdoor Game, presented by Dodge, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Back at the Futures game in Houston, B.J. Upton out of the game now, but he produces the first 2 runs of the game in the bottom of the 3rd. And now I'm here with a guy who could be in the Futures game before too long. Justin, you're going to be a senior this year. How much are you learning from what BJ's gone through?
He teaches me a little bit. When we talk, he'll teach me little things about the game that most guys wouldn't get from an older brother who's playing in the minor leagues.
Who's faster?
By time, me, but we haven't really raced ever.
We'll try to arrange that. Here's a guy we'll see in a future games, Gary.
Guaranteed. Everett's on the mound. New pitcher. 2-0 lead. Team USA. 2-3-1 USA. 0-3-1 for Team World. And 2 unearned runs. Clint Everts on to do the pitching. Another 19-year-old.
#1 pick of the Expos a year ago. He and Scott Kazmir, the #1 pick of the Mets, who's their best pitching prospect, played on the same high school team. And they knew there was so much money in the family that neither parents will let either one of them ride with the other one.
Foul ball outside of third base. It's a nice retirement if you're the parents and you.
All right. One crazy driver, not going to wipe both of those millionaires out. And there's another kid in the next town, Mark McCormick, who goes to Baylor, who'll be probably in the top 3 or 4 or 5 picks in the country next year. Pretty good neighborhood, Tony. I don't know what they're drinking there, but. And then John Danks' brother is likely to be a #1 pick next year.
Got him swinging on an off-speed breaking ball. He has struck out twice now. That's why the head's down and the slow walk back. Everts gets the strikeout. No chance on that one. Man, if these off-speed pitches Tony was talking about, if off-speed pitches are thrown for strikes, these hitters are in trouble.
Yeah, they're in big trouble.
You just can't line these up. Cortez up, got the fastball, goes to short. Weeks, who just came on to play it, picks it up and makes the play.
Actually, it's Aaron Hill.
Aaron Hill.
Yeah, and they're playing Weeks in second.
All right.
Aaron Hill's a Blue Jay, the #1 pick last year out of LSU. He replaced Russell Adams, who's the AAA shortstop for the Blue Jays in this game. He hurt his ankle and couldn't come.
There is Weeks, who's come on to play as well. We get a couple of new players in as the reserves will get their chance here in the second half of the game. Navarro, he grounded out his first time up. Chance for a 1-2-3 inning here for Everts. Blanton, Staubert.
Now this is catcher trade game because Navarro and Coy Hill and Jeff Mathis are also. Now, am I being traded for Randy Johnson? Am I being traded?
That one deep to center field, but it's a long way to get the ball away from the fielder out there, and Reed's able to haul that one in. A 1-2-3 inning. The Futures All-Star Game, Team USA leading 2-0.
Come on. Hey, can I get that cap when you're done? No. Yeah, all right. If you run around the house in your skivvies. No. Yeah. Oh, I gotta see this. Yeah, me too.
Collect the caps from specially marked Coke bottles and get money off select video games like College Hoops. Drink more Coke, get more game.
Not funny!
For the first time ever, 4 active 500 home run hitters, Bonds, Sosa, Griffey, and Palmero, go swing for swing as part of an all-star cast in the Century 21 Home Run Derby, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
The Outdoor Alliance.
We got us a Sky Cat.
Are they superstars? No, superheroes. The Great Outdoor Game, presented by Dodge, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
He was murdered. Academy Award winner Sean Penn.
Your love for her was so big. I told the girls Aunt Daddy would do whatever he had to for those he loved.
Academy Award winner Tim Robbins.
I can't trust my mind anymore.
You know something?
Is there anything I should know?
Mystic River, a Clint Eastwood film on in-demand pay-per-view. An award-winning cast in an unforgettable film. See it on Cox Digital Cable.
The dish was on the back part of the roof.
Every time the wind blew, the picture went out. The branches blew right into the signal. We called the dish guy, and he told us that we needed some trees and branches pruned back, and it was going to cost us $400. We started pruning tree branches.
You have to cut down a tree to watch TV.
There it is, my tree of shame. And to make a long story short, it still doesn't work. I called up and I got my digital cable. I'm done with the dish.
Outstanding job done by John Danks, Rangers organization. Tony?
Yeah, he was right under Chu's knuckles here for 3 straight pitches. Then the big breaking ball. Fastball in. He had him set up for a fastball in. Miss. And then got in and got him out.
the way to battle.
Oh, thank you.
That's the way to battle. Yeah, you made some good pitches there. Hell of a job, man. Congratulations. Good luck to you, man. Awesome.
The one who has more fun here, the players are Goose and the coaches who love watching these young kids play.
Yeah.
They are having a good time. Yeah, 2-0 lead with Team USA on top now as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. McPherson, who struck out his first time up.
Tony, I got a question for you. The scouting report I had, somebody seen this guy in 2 different levels this year, said he throws an easy 100.
Easy 100.
Man.
Well, if he does, believe me,
what is that?
That means an easy 100 is not much effort.
Well, if you saw 27 walks and 110 strikeouts and 80-something innings, and he's the Braves' rising star. He was out for 2 years with Tommy John surgery and has really regained now the velocity. Has gone up from A. They had him in A-ball for a while just to get his feet on the ground, get a lot of innings in. They have him in Double-A.
Capellan's delivery swung out and missed. He got him. I have a feeling he's going to have a lot of those in his career.
And that's exactly what it looks like. There isn't much effort. You know, takes the foot back, winds up, and just lets it go nice and easy. It's not like he's trying to, you know, throw every pitch as hard as he can. He's just in rhythm, taking it back and letting it go.
Fielder will get his second opportunity. Capellan's pitch is there. Fielder picked up a single his first time up. He took one the other way for one of the 3 hits up for Team USA. A breaking ball. That's in for a strike. That's all you need to see as a hitter.
Yeah, after 97.
Well, somebody said, what was he doing in A-ball? Well, that's just what he was doing down there, get innings, throw his breaking ball, then move up Double-A when he had some confidence in it.
Ooh, got him to chase a heater.
I guess we know what they meant, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that fastball had some run on it, too, and
He's 23 years old, the pitcher, Capellan, but he suffered Tommy John surgery. So he had a season 2002 where he did not play. So he's trying to get himself back.
I'm watching the run on this last one. The ball just kind of takes off.
Prince was chasing it.
And he was trying to catch up with it.
David Wright, a strikeout victim, will take on this right-hander and misses inside for a ball. 2 down, nobody on.
You know, one of the toughest things to judge is when you get these young guys coming and they can put them in the bullpen like Felix Rodriguez a couple of years ago. How fast can they come? I mean, if they only have to face a guy one time, get 3 or 4 outs.
Just missed outside. Diaz has come on to do the catching, and you saw him frame that pitch right there. Trying to get the umpire's call for his right-hander. Give me that fastball. 2-1 delivery. No. Inside corner strike, and that's not strike 3. So Diaz will not get the throw it around on 3rd out.
I was going to say, I mean, he's got the outs and the strikes a little mixed up here.
Hey, you get excited. Robinson Diaz in the Toronto organization. That one hit the center field. That's going to be a base hit. Solid knock right there for Wright. And with 2 down, he delivers a single here in the 4th inning.
Believe me, to get a base hit with 2 outs, you see him looking back to the dugout. Oh, there's lots of smiles because the other two hitters, Prince and McPherson, had seen some Petro, and then he stands it there with 2 strikes and gets a base hit. Yeah, I would be smiling at first base too.
2 down, runner on at first. Hit number 4 for Team USA. Coy Hill, Dodgers organization, also a catcher, 4th round pick, Wichita State, where he played
He's
college.
another guy that one of the first questions. Do you know where I'm going? I mean, you know, we have Mathis and Navarro rumored to be going in the deals for Randy Johnson, and now he's been hearing, you know, first he was almost in the deal for Beltran when the Dodgers were trying to make the 3-way deal. Now there's another 3-4-way deal, you know, if the Astros fall out, which I don't think they will, but with the A's getting Jeff Kent and the Dodgers getting Carlos Beltran, he just wants to know where he's going to play.
Towering fly ball to center field. I mean, way up there. Maid there, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. He'll out of there. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. 4 complete. Team USA leading.
Get up to $5 grand cash back during GM Summer Drive now. Have fun with it.
You warned them.
You're gonna go tell them that Jason Bourne is dead. If I even feel somebody behind me, I will bring this fight to your doorstep.
They should have listened.
Take him down. He's coming for us.
The Bourne Supremacy. Rated PG-13.
The X Games are coming to LA. Watch them live starting August 5th at 9 on ESPN, presented by Taco Bell.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. I'm full! Fullness from a value menu.
Guess who got full this weekend? You, dog!
Introducing the Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. A new menu of filling items like half-pound burritos and double tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
I'm full beyond my wildest dreams. And you can be too!
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
Get the camera.
Introducing the 5-megapixel CyberShot T1 from Sony. The great little camera with a great big screen. CyberShot from Sony, like no other.
What do young pitchers do before they get into the Futures All-Star game? Well, they're out there talking to people in the stands, throwing a little bit. They also answer their own phone.
Peking duck, shrimp fried rice, and 2 dozen egg rolls. Okay, I got that.
You mean I'm going to pitch? Hey, it's me. No, it's not the coach. It's me. Me. I'm Bill Murphy, Marlins pitcher. 3rd round pick for the A's, 2002. Dealt in the Redmond deal, age 23.
Another Moneyball guy from the Moneyball draft.
Yep.
Mark Tehan was in it. That got the A's Dotel. He got the Mark Redmond. We saw Joe Blanton pitch in this game, and Nick Swisher, was playing center field in Sacramento, is their heir apparent.
Guzman off the off-speed delivery, way out in front of it at an 0-2 count. Guzman, the shortstop, at a single in his only at-bat so far that came in the 4th inning. 2 unearned runs on the error charge to Cho in right field on that fly ball that fell in. That could have been the 3rd out, allowing 2 runs to score. And then Upton, who hit the ball, got caught in a rundown in that 3rd inning, became the out after that ball fell in. Numbers for Guzman. 1-2 delivery. Just missed outside. Matheson doing the catching as we get the new battery on the field for Team USA. And Peter likes this guy behind the plate. 2-2 delivery, swung on and missed.
All right.
And we're going to check in with Gary Miller, and a familiar face, Gary.
Well, I'm here with Fernando Valenzuela, whose own son may be in this game someday. But Fernando, how does this assignment feel to you, managing these future All-Stars?
Well, it's not easy, but it's a good feeling. Yeah, I think it's a great honor for me to be the manager of this team, and really, we're down right now, but it's a lot of fun.
What'd you think when Jose Capellain was dealing last inning?
Well, he was great. His first 2 hitters he faced, and he thrown those fastball by, and really, everyone's all the pitchers been doing pretty good so far.
This is just the beginning of 3 days of great stuff here. Tomorrow we got the workouts and the home run derby, and then Tuesday the All-Star game. Your memories of that spectacular performance you put on in '84 at the All-Star game?
Well, '84, yes. I remember in San Francisco when I had a chance to pitch over there. And, every time I go on over there, and, it's no matter, I try to do it my best. I want to do it good. And unfortunately, we have another chance in '86, too, right here in Houston. And but it's a lot of fun to play this game.
How much more does it mean when it's Winfield, Jackson, George Brett?
Well, it's you know, it's one thing is we never have a chance to face him in the league, so no, it's a little bit an advance, you know, little bit like they don't know where we thrown, and we don't know, you know, if they're going to swing the first pitch. But you know, it's a great feeling, you know, facing those great hitters.
All right, I know pitching's your forte, but you got to figure out a way to get a couple of runs here.
That's right. We have to figure out, see what how's the game's going, and but we okay right now.
All right, thanks, Fernando.
Sure, thank you.
Confidence of a manager. Fernando Valenzuela. Team World. They are down 2-0 with his Dodger cap on there. And that one all the way to the backstop by Murphy. One down. Felix Pie at the plate will go to first base as he picks up the free pass. One on, one away. First at bat for the center fielder who draws the walk. And we'll see whether or not the World can get something going here. As they get one on, one down, they have stranded 5 runners so far, including the bases loaded in that 3rd inning. Robinson Cunha gets his first opportunity at the plate.
Well, he and Navarro just moved up from AA to AAA in the Yankee organization. One of the reasons for Navarro was for the purpose of trade. In Cano, he could be included in a deal, but you know, one of the things Brian Cashman said to me is, you know, we want to see he might be in the picture for us next year. You know, sometime the Yankees have to have someone who hasn't been on an all-star team.
You say that.
I mean, they'd like to have one player make less than, you know, like $5 million. And he has hit. He was a third baseman. He's played second. And certainly, obviously, second base is going to be where he plays if he plays for the New York Yankees.
Yeah. AAA ball for him. San Pedro de Macorís, we were talking about earlier. That's where he is from. Wheeler playing at first base and holding the base runner. 4 hits now for Team USA, only 3 for Team World, and 2 unearned runs, still the lead for Team USA. Ooh, mercy. That was a swing, but more body than bat.
Right up under his knuckles. And lefty on lefty. And in a situation where you haven't seen a guy, that's a tough pitch. That's going to be the pitch that most left-hand hitters are going to have trouble with.
Robinson Cano waiting all the way to the backstop on the fly. That'll be a wild pitch. Runner moves down to second base. And I mean, that one was worthy of the movie. Went all the way on the fly. And almost rebounded back in time for Mathis to throw.
I think it was supposed to be a breaking ball, and he just came out hot. Mathis couldn't knock it down.
Cano gets an RBI opportunity here off this left-hander. Murphy's 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one is popped up third base side. Till the shortstop calling off and puts it away. And there are 2 down. Want to remind you, tomorrow ESPN Century 21 Home Run Derby, a special night. All the living members of the 500 Home Run Club are going to be around. Sosa, Bonds going to be participating in it. Tomorrow, Century 21 Home Run Derby. It'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. Ken Griffey Jr. with the injury is going to be here, but will not be able to participate, but will be here. So those 500 home run hitters will be on hand. 7 of the 8 participating in the Home Run Derby. Wow. And you see the names of those you're going to see swinging the bat in a ballpark that gives up a lot of home runs. They'll have their chance here at Minute Maid. Morneau up, is hit into a fielder's choice twice. Takes the pitch outside from Murphy. 1-1. Tommy, Bonds, Ortiz, Blaylock, Sosa, Palmeiro, Giambi.
All lefties but Sammy.
Yeah. I think people are going to be surprised. The ball actually, if the roof is open, the ball travels better to right, I think, than left.
And while you have the short porch, 315 down the left field line here, you do have the wall down the left field line. If you can go to right field, it's a little further to hit it, but a very short wall. There you see the wall in left, like Fenway, but you go to right field and the stands are almost out in the field. Swung on and missed. He got it. Morneau goes down swinging, so no runs, no hits. Base runner left on. Team USA still leads it 2-0.
Get up to $5 grand cash back during GM Summer Drive now. Have fun with it.
You're driving along. A car pulls in front of you. Another pulls alongside. When the guy up front stops short, you rear-end him, just like he wanted. It's called a swoop and squat. And fraud like this can add hundreds of dollars a year to your insurance bills. It's why Allstate has a dedicated fraud team to track down criminals. Fighting fraud helps keep your insurance affordable. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
The X Games are coming to LA. Watch them live starting August 5th at 9 on ESPN, presented by Right Guard.
Jim Brewer here. Going to show you how the new Right Guard Extreme Power Caps work. Power Caps are little balls of extra odor fighters. Let's say these guys represent odor, and the balls my friend Randy Johnson has here represent the Power Caps. Power Caps destroy odors on contact. Get extreme, get Right Guard. You do not want to be odor right now. Now, Right Guard has the strongest gel. It even keeps you drier than a stick.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6. This is what one of our rooms looks like when you're sleeping. Just like those big fancy hotels. Only difference is ours won't cost you nearly as much money. We'll leave the light on for you. And a Core Hotel.
Houston, the site, 75th Annual All-Star Game to be played here Tuesday. Home Run Derby will be here. ESPN covering it for you tomorrow. And we're delighted to have you with us for our Major League Baseball Futures All-Star Game. Artie Munoz, the 22-year-old out of the Dominican Republic, on to pitch.
He actually came up and had a spot start about 2 weeks ago, and it didn't go well, but he's got a very good breaking ball. Most people think he's going to end up a left-on-left specialist. Right-handers have hit him pretty hard, but left-handers he's handled with quite a bit of ease.
Well, let's see how he does here. Connor Jackson will get his first at bat, playing in the outfield, and takes a big Ruthian cut. And strike one.
Well, Connor Jackson has gone. It's his first full pro year. He's in Double-A already, the Diamondbacks organization. He can really hit. University of California. His father's an actor, so he may be headed into that field someday, but a very good hitter.
See if he can tang one here off the left-hander. It's one of the few times where a right-handed hitter's had a shot against all these left-handed pitchers. We've had so many left-handed batters coming to the plate in this game today.
You're right, and I think that's kind of reflected in Jackson's first swing at that first fastball that he got.
Man. I got a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to take advantage of this.
1-2 delivery by Munoz. That one off his foot in the batter's box will be a foul ball. Jackson was the Diamondbacks' first-round pick last year. That's what Peter was talking about, how quickly they come along. MVP of the short season Class A Northwest League. Led the league with a record 35 doubles.
Well, one of the reasons he can come fast is he's one of those few guys. He has more walks, more extra base hits and strikeouts. He's got great control of the strike zone, and it's a lot easier for a guy like that to progress.
Boy, that is in a hurry, too. These are incredible numbers when you see young players who have that bat control. All the mascots on hand for the All-Star game amongst the crowd here today. Munoz bounces that one, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I think another reason is, he's a college guy, so he's had three years of extra experience of, playing against good quality competition, and when he comes into pro ball, he's not shocked.
Connor Jackson's going to have a base hit. That one's going to roll into the corner. Cortez going over to get it. He'll be on his way to second base and an extra base hit. So Jackson in his first at bat coming off the bench delivers the double, and his dad's got a big smile, Gary.
Yeah, and his mom was cheering too. We're here with his dad, who some of you may recognize from his days on Jag. Johnny got to be pretty proud. We haven't had many hits in this game, let alone extra base hits.
Well, I just go on record and say that he gets all his hand-eye coordination from his mother. If I swing a bat, the best I can do is a beach ball. After that, all bets are off.
But you do, now that you're out of the Jag series, finally retired after 8.5 seasons, that you're helping out with JV. Has Connor inspired you?
No, it's just trying to keep myself out of bars. No, I help out a little. I'm a volunteer on a junior varsity high school team back in California.
Now, Connor has a little bit of acting experience. How did you steer him away from your industry into this?
And that's exactly what it was. Very little bit. Yeah. I was never for that. When he was a kid growing up, you know, I tried to keep both of my kids out of it. And his mother took a lot of that, drove him around, and luckily he figured it out. It was not something he wanted to do.
What do you think is a more difficult in life, John? The acting or baseball, pro baseball?
You know, I don't know enough about pro baseball to say one thing or another. It looks to me they're both pretty difficult, you know.
John Jackson, you know him from Jag. Gary?
There you go, and he's celebrating down there and not at a bar. I thought that was a great line. Replay that one. Jason Gummel with a 2-ball 1-strike count, runner on at second base. Jackson picking up the double, the 5th hit of the ball game for Team USA. And Kubel has delivered a single and scored one of those 2 unearned runs in the 3rd inning. Still the 2-0 lead Team USA has. Inside and got him. Munoz with a pitch had him stood up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fooled him on that one. Wanted to turn back and say no, that's not a strike, but didn't have the chance. Munoz faced Sammy Sosa on a rehab assignment this year. Sosa went 1 for 4 against him. He did strike him out. Got a couple of ground ball outs. That one slapped to third. Not an easy play. You could just tell there was going to be a problem with that one. Kubel is safe. That ball was hit so slow and it looked like it may have had some spin on it.
And that's Kubel's been the one guy in the USA lineup who, you know, has pretty much gone up to the plate and just tried to put the bat on the ball, and that's a great example. Breaking ball away, he just kind of slaps at it, hits it between short and third, and third baseman can't come up with it, and here he is on first base.
They will charge an error. So a couple of errors now in the ball game for Team World, and Team USA gets 2 on with nobody out here in the 5th. Majeski gets his first at bat as he came on to play in the outfield off the bench. Majeski at chopper. Munoz wants to go for 2. He thought he didn't have it. He gets the out at first base, and just barely, as he looked twice to the skies, but he already had it.
I thought that was a pump fake in the lane.
It was too.
He wanted to catch it twice, but he got it on the first go.
Well, when he comes down, it looks like he's giving a pump fake. And he's looking, he's up, there it is.
Boy, and he just got that out at first base.
And then he remembered he was a defender. He didn't need to fake out a defender.
Almost handcuffed his first baseman. Fernando's come out to have a talk now. As how they want to play this with the World team down 2-0. Venezuela's looking to the bullpen. He's going to go right now. So we will get a pitching change in the inning as Munoz will come out of there responsible for the 2 base runners on and 1 away.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6. This is what one of our rooms looks like when you're sleeping. Just like those big fancy hotels. Only difference is ours won't cost you nearly as much money. We'll leave the light on for you. And a Core Hotel.
Anything you want, anything you need, anything at all, you can get it in the zone. You want it, and you need it, just ask us and we'll get it.
When it comes to getting the parts, supplies, and advice you need to keep your car running right, there's no better place than AutoZone.
Oh, hey, there's Tommy, and there goes St. Got ready for a bunch of new apple cider. Get ready to blow the lid off our face. And when you watch it, you get a smile on your face. So many new things to show if you got the taste. You watch it with friends from beginning to end.
This summer, new episodes of Kids Next Door, Billy and Mandy, and the new series Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Fridays at 7. Fridays, you'll love that new show Smell, only on Cartoon Network.
It's a tragedy, really. I guess their father had told one of his stories too many times, and the boys, well, they just got bored to death. And the saddest thing was it was all so preventable. When he bored his friends to death, I begged him to watch something more interesting, but he just continued to watch those reality shows.
Don't let your family suffer. Watch The Tech Effect. Tuesday at 9 on the History Channel.
$10 a month today. From the international best-selling novels
Bourne is a priority target.
comes the next chapter of the Bourne series. Jason Bourne is back.
Grenade, snipers, EOD, whatever they got.
The Bourne Supremacy. Rated PG-13. Starts July 23rd.
That's what it looks like with the roof closed here in Houston at Minute Maid Park. Great to have you with us. The MLB Futures game. Team USA leading it. With Peter Gammons, Tony Gwynn, I'm Gary Thorne. Gary Miller taking us downstairs and inside the dugouts with the players. Yusmeiro Petit will come on to do the pitching now with 2 on, runners at second and third, and only 1 away. The infield is going to be drawn in. They'll try and cut these runs off at the plate if they have the opportunity. And Weeks, first at bat, takes the pitch for a strike.
Oh, first, Petit's numbers. 47 hits, 123 strikeouts, and 83 innings. That's incredible. And the 22 walks. I mean, he blew away the South Atlantic League, just moved up to the Florida State League.
Unbelievable, Peter. We were just 83 innings, 47 hits.
19 years old.
Gee, 15 game starts for him.
And here he is facing one of the most talented young infielders in the minor leagues, Ricky Weeks. Second pick in the draft last year.
Drawn in infield. It is popped up. Blanco back. Now settles in underneath it and will put it away. Big out right there. I mean, a big out. Weeks retired, 2 down. Out of Valenzuela going good deal. There's Harold Reynolds. Harold's
always in front of the camera.
Always in front of the cameras. That's exactly. See, I wasn't going to say that. I hesitated momentarily. You're absolutely right. Harold's going to be involved in the celebrity softball game to be played here in Houston, coming up after Home Run Derby on Tuesday night. Or Monday night, sorry. The game is on Tuesday. Well, can we get a big hit for Team USA? Breaking ball is on the inside corner for a strike. And there you see Aaron Hill, Double-A at New Hampshire, 22-year-old. And he'll be getting his first at-bat. Runners at second and third, but now 2 down.
Well, he, Connor Jackson, Ricky Weeks, they all played on Team USA 2 years ago. And it's a question of, with Hill and Adams, who's going to play short and who's going to play second. Well, why worry about it until they get to the big leagues? Yeah. Let them play short and develop their arms.
Big chance for 2 RBIs. That one buried. Good stop made by Diaz. That saved a run right there as you move the whole body out to block that pitch. Kept it down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strike count. The Mets cap. That's organization. 1-2 delivery. Jammed him. Fouled off.
Aaron Hill there. That was almost like an emergency swing right there. Petit trying to come in inside for strike 3.
Save my hands.
Aaron Hill's just, hey, I got to just try to foul it off, get something better.
Didn't want to take a chance on it being called a strike.
That's exactly right.
Want to keep the at-bat alive. Got a better pitch to hit. Lines at the left field. That's got curve on it. That's going to go to the wall. Jackson will score. Kuba will score into second base over the bag once and got back safely. Almost got tagged out twice at second base. Instead, a double and 2 RBIs.
This is a great slide by Aaron Hill. He got a ball. He fouled off the one before, got something that he could handle. And watch the slide by Aaron Hill. The ball's going to beat him there. He gives him a hand, takes it away. Oh, got a little foot there. And
wow.
Umpire thought he missed him.
So credit him with a 2 RBI double. Michael Aubrey at the plate. Pinch hitter takes a strike. Aubrey in for McPherson. And a 4-0 lead now, Team USA.
Michael Aubrey, unfortunately, has a hamstring pull and couldn't play in the field in this game. He's a very accomplished first baseman. This is his first full professional season. The Indians' #1 pick out of Tulane last year. And just a terrific player. The comparison you get, you hate to put a label on a guy, say he's like this, but if he plays a lot like Todd Helton, and the power is going to come. And I watched Helton play 2 years on the Cape, Tony, and never hit a home run. And Aubrey's power is coming fast. He's just a good hitter, uses the whole field.
Well, the power part's usually the last part to cut. And most guys, start to understand you got to learn to work the ball around first. And
what did Don Mattingly hit 13 home runs in his minor league career?
Well, I played against him in winter ball, didn't hit any, when we were in Puerto Rico, because we were both talking about how similar we were. We used the whole field, but something happened to him when he got to the big leagues. Ball started flying out of the ballpark.
Aubrey puts the ball in play. He has struck out only 33 times and walked 35 times in 276 at-bats in the 2 organizations he's played with. 2-ball, 2-strike count. So 2 more runs in here in the 5th inning for the 4-0 lead in the ball game for Team USA, as both managers getting the players involved here in this Futures All-Star game. 2-2 delivery on the way, and swung out and missed. But the big hit, the double by Hill, drives in 2 here in the 5th, and Team USA is on top 4-0.
The WNBA plays all summer long on ESPN2 and ABC Sports.
Home field advantage. Will you fear it or feast on it? NCAA Football 2005. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
No, come on. Hey, can I get that cap when you're done? No. Yeah, all right. If you run around the house in your skivvies. No. Yeah. Oh, I gotta see this. Yeah, me too.
Collect the caps from specially marked Coke bottles and get money off select video games like College Hoops. Drink more Coke, get more game.
Not funny. Gotta paint the kitchen. Gotta paint the hall. Gotta paint the bathroom. I got to paint it all. Oh, yeah.
Got the blues about painting? Get Scotch brand blue painter's tape. It comes off clean and leaves professional paint lines.
I'm so glad I got the blues. It's the only tape I use. You'll be happy if you get the blues.
Scotch blue painter's tapes from 3M.
Hyundai's on a winning streak. And during Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance, you can get $1,750 cash back or 0% APR on 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe's. It's the smart-sized SUV with an available V6. And like every Hyundai, the Santa Fe is backed by industry-leading quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So hurry to the Hyundai winning streak summer clearance to get cash back or 0% APR on the hot-selling Santa Fe.
The 6th annual Futures All-Star Game, Team USA leading it. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions may not be disseminated without express written consent. And are you ready for the 2004 All-Star Game? We'll tune in. Live action right here in Houston, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. And remember, this one counts. As the winner, of course, of the All-Star Game determines home field advantage for the World Series. First pitch towards short. That's going to be cut off. Fine running throw made, and the out. As we continue to get new pitchers, Bullington has come on. There is Brian Bullington.
#1 pick in the country 2 years ago by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Big, hard sinker. I mean, there's been some question whether he's going to be a starter or a big horse in the middle of the bullpen, but he's pitched much better of late in Double-A, so.
Good play. Wellington got help there at third to get that out. Here's Chu, made the error that allowed a couple of runs in on the ball he could not handle in right field back in the third inning. He's going to celebrate a birthday during the All-Star game itself on Tuesday, when he will be 22 years old. Taken up high. 4 runs, 6 hits, an error, Team USA. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Team World, and all of the 4 runs put up have been unearned in this game.
Yeah, really, this has been a game pitchers have dominated.
Boy, have they ever. And not just with heat either.
Yeah, just, I mean.
You're seeing these young kids pitch.
Very impressive.
Fastballs, changeups, curveballs. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Chu waiting, and look out. Nasty foul ball just over the railing and into the dugout. Yeah. That's why you watch the game even with the railing up. It's pretty tough. You see the mascots we were talking about. Pretty tough to get a ball in between the roof of the dugout and that front fencing, but they did on that one. Take it inside. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Pittsburgh. That's where Bullington is with in the organization, and that's the mascot he hopes to see a lot of in his career at the major league level. Had to wait on that one. Pops it up. Jackson in left, and he will put it away, and there are 2 down. Chu is retired. Providing aerial coverage for today's broadcast is the AmeriQuest airship Freedom, captained by Scott Danaker and Mike Hance. Freedom is the airship of the AmeriQuest Mortgage Company, the official mortgage company of Major League Baseball. There you see the inside of the park with the roof closed here today. As we said, there have been thunderstorms around all day today, so no chance to open it up. 2 down and nobody on. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Bullington trying to work his way through this one in a hurry. Jesus Cota, first time at bat, and a big whirlwind cut right there.
Big power hitting first baseman, left fielder in the Arizona organization. The biggest thing he's had is just pitch recognition. He swings at an awful lot of balls. You know, not a good strikeout to walk ratio. And
there you go. You just couldn't wait, to talk about it before nothing.
Something has brought Jason Bourne out of hiding.
You're going to play ball one way or the other.
Where's he headed?
We got something. We need snipers, DOD, whatever they got.
I don't care what you have to do. Get Bourne.
Where is he?
Right next to you. The Bourne Supremacy, rated PG-13, starts July 23rd. Receive a free movie ticket to Bourne Supremacy when you buy the Bourne Identity Extended DVD with a never-before-seen beginning. Buy the DVD July 13th.
We know how much you count on technology to stay connected. That's why Cox is delivering the latest technology with the kind of local, dependable service you need. And only Cox can bring that same level of service for all your digital needs. Digital cable, high-speed internet, and digital telephone. All from one company.
Things between us are just so complicated, so many hassles. I need more me time. What I'm trying to say is, I found an easier way to pay my Cox bill. Online, at Cox.com.
Great. Next.
That's it, girl. Just move on.
There's an easier way to pay with Cox. Go to Cox.com to make an online payment or sign up for automatic monthly payments with Easy Pay. No checks, no stamps, no hassles at
Mateo
Cecil Fielder on hand in the dugout watching this game. Team USA leading Team World 4-0 in our Future Stars game. And the thrills that he gave to the Detroit fans. I mean, he could hit a baseball about as far as anybody anytime. One of only 4 to put a ball up on the left field roof at Tiger Stadium. Hyman Killebrew, Frank Howard, Mark McGuire, and Cecil Fielder. The only 4 to do it at Tiger Stadium. Gary Miller?
Gary, Cecil, we were just showing you hitting on top of the roof at Tiger Stadium, but you're admiring this place. You'd like to have hit here, huh?
Yeah, I think I've been hit some of them glass windows, but this is a nice place to come to every day, so this would be a nice park to play in.
What's tougher for you, facing some of the guys that you had to face in huge situations, or watching Prince play?
Oh, easily when I played. I mean, watching him is easy. You know, the kid's got ability to play, and, you know, I don't come to the ballpark and really worry about what he does, you know, as far as going up there to hit on a daily basis, but I just enjoy coming to see him play because, you know, all the guys that I've been around my whole career, he's been around them too, so, you know, everybody gives me a call every once in a while and asks how the kid is doing, so it's just a thrill for me to come watch him play.
Pretty soon they're going to see for themselves. As long as they have DirecTV, they can see all his games. He's going to be up in the big leagues.
Oh, no question. He's going to get there. He's got time. He's going to be a big league player for a long time.
You know, he told me before the game that the best thing that you passed along to him is to have fun out here. Who passed it on to you?
Well, I don't know. I just think some of the players I played with, you know, just watching them play, you know, the Lloyd Mosbys, the Barfields, those people like that, and just going out there and see how they played every day, you know, just go out and have fun and work hard. And once you get, you know, done with that ball game, if you can look in the mirror and say you gave your best, hey, get out of there. So that's why, you know, I just tell him every day you come out here, make sure you're enjoying yourself.
He certainly didn't get that hit going the other way from you.
Well, you know, if I hit 50 one year, I had to hit some to right field. So, you know, I think he's just a different hitter. I mean, he hits the balls to all fields. He's going to be a gap hitter. He's going to hit a few home runs, too, but he's going to hit for a better average.
Cecil, I know it has not been a proud thing to wear that Tiger hat the last few years, but certainly this year.
Well, I tell you what, the Tigers are coming back. I think, you know, Tram and all the boys you guys there, Gibby, Lance, and Juan Samuel, they're all doing a great job with those young kids. And they're starting to believe in themselves. You know, in the Central Division, anything can happen. So I know they're happy about the way they're playing, but you just got to go out there and play hard every day.
We'll let you watch the end of your kids at bat and get ready for that celebrity game.
All right, man.
Cecil Fielder.
All right, Gary, thank you. And you saw his son, Prince Fielder, and that base hit in the second inning, struck out his last time up, so a third at bat for him. American Valdez, Giants organization, the right-hander on the mound, 2-2 delivery, jammed him, and I mean hard. Arno will play that to the pitcher covering. Valdez there, 1 away. How good is he probably going to be?
I think very good. You know, you heard Seth talk about his ability to hit the ball to all fields. I think in today's major leagues, I think that's very important. I think you have to be able to hit the ball the other way, keep pitchers honest, probably be a little bit better average hitter. I think
as a father of one of the other top Brewer prospects, is it really easier to watch your son play?
No. For me, it's not. You know, Seth has been doing it for a while. This is my first year at it, really.
Shortstop Blanco makes the quick throw, and David Wright's retired. Tony, let's talk about that for a minute now. You've got some interest in Huntsville going on here. We got a couple playing in this game, and somebody by the name of Gwynn plays there as well, right?
Yeah, my son plays with Ricky Weeks and Prince Fielder, and, you know, you get a chance to go watch them play, but for me, this is my first time at watching him play, and he got off to a slow start. So, you know, when he was frustrated, I was frustrated too. But I think Seth is right. I think, you know, these guys have to kind of figure this thing out and figure out what they need to do and how they need to do it. I think, you know, in Prince's case, he's been at it a little bit longer than Ricky and Anthony, and I think he's probably have a better handle on it. But for the other guys, I think they got to keep playing. They just go out and you play and you learn. You learn from your mistakes. You try to add to the things that you do well. And I know for us parents, it's pretty exciting to see your. You know, I coached my son a year ago, you know, and now he's playing Double-A baseball. So, you know, for us, it's tough, but we're having a lot of fun.
Good for you. And good for the threesome, I understand, are pretty close.
Yeah, they're buddies. Yeah, they give each other a hard time, and of course Ricky and Prince they get last laugh this year. They're both here at the Futures game. So.
Times to come. Pitching change here. We remind you, coming up later tonight, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, the Chicago Cubs take on the Cardinals. Scott Rowland, MVP numbers first half, leads the majors with 80 RBIs tonight. He'll face off against Kerry Wood, coming back off the DL. The action starts at 8 Eastern. Sunday Night Baseball, ESPN, Cubs and Cardinals, and a big game for both of these teams. The Cubs just want to go to the All-Star game feeling a little better about themselves, and the Cardinals just want to drill the Cubs into the ground and make them think maybe it's already over. So that's Sunday Night Baseball. Pitching changes continue here by both these managers who want to get players in. Garcia comes out of the bullpen here in the 6th inning with 2 down and nobody on. Double-A ball, just 21 years old. Dominican Republic is home.
One of the things that held up the three-way deal with Carlos Beltran was that Kansas City kept insisting on High Road Garcia. He was one of the players the A's said you cannot have. They wouldn't trade Blanton. They wouldn't trade Swisher. They wouldn't trade this guy. They then moved him up from the Midwest League up into Double-A. I mean, he's been clocked at as high as 98 and 99. And it's one of those things with these hard-throwing relievers, as we talked about earlier, for 2 or 3 batters. We saw Felix Rodriguez come up 2 years ago, pitch 7 days in the big leagues, and lead the Angels into the World Series. The A's are thinking, you know what the heck? Take a look at him in Double-A. He may be able to come up in September and October.
And we will see him work against the catcher for Team USA with 2 down and nobody on. Jeff Mathis getting the opportunity. First time to the plate for him in the game. And this is the catcher we were talking about earlier. Peter, you were saying you really like him.
Really like him. I mean, a year ago in spring training, the Angels people pointed and said, look, just watch this guy. And the 3 young guys, well, actually 4. There's a pitcher named Irvin Santana who's got just unbelievable stuff. But Mathis and Casey Kochman and Dallas McPherson. I mean, it's unusual for an organization to come up with 4 of the 15, 20 best prospects in baseball. But this guy's got the makeup. He's a very tough kid, great high school quarterback in Florida. And, you know, the pitchers in spring training, the major league pitchers have loved him, just the way the Twins major league pitchers loved Joe Mauer from the first time they walked out. And to me, that's a great indication. If veteran pitchers accept and like a young catcher, it means that young catcher knows what his job is, which is simply to make the pitchers better and not worry about his batting average.
Somebody in that Angels organization deserves a lot of credit. I mean, we've talked about these guys here at the Futures game. They also drafted College Player of the Year Jared Weaver, too. And they're going about it the right way, trying to find talented people.
Mathis fouls that pitch back. 2-ball, 2-strike count. We had a look at home plate umpire A.J. Wendell. Want to give credit to the guys working here today. Ben Lindquist at first, John Woods at second, Paul Chandler at third. Texas League, Eastern League, Southern League represented by the umpires working today's Futures game. Pitch is taken outside and a little bit high on it as well. 3-ball, 2-strike count, 2 down, nobody on. There are the umpires. The 6th annual All-Star Futures game.
No relation to Turk Wendell?
No relation to Turk Wendell. 3-2 delivery. And a great breaking ball. So Mathis is retired. A 1-2-3 inning. We play only 7 in our Futures All-Star game. 6 complete here. Team USA leading it.
Ball's in the air. Wave your outfielder off. Then you catch it. Heads up. Whoa. Good job. All right. Nice. See? Remember, you got to call it. I haven't thrown it yet.
Boys and Girls Clubs is the official charity of Major League Baseball. Together, they create a positive place for kids.
The prospect of a dance class can fill even a battle-tested war hero with mortal terror. For all our kin with machinery, concrete, or hand tools, who dares imagine he has command of his footwork? Who dares work the ladies at the dance hall with the handsome efficiency of Fred Astaire? If you want to stay off of her feet, you want to stay light on yours. Avoid the punch. Be thankful there's a light way to live. The high life.
up to $5 cash back during GM Summer Drive now. Have fun with it.
The 2004 All-Star Futures Game, brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life.
Baseball, baseball, baseball. The 75th All-Star Game, the 6th Futures All-Star Game taking place here, and a chance for Team USA to extend their series lead to 4 games to 2 if they can win this one. There will be an MVP announced also of this game. As you see, Matt Cain, AA, 19 years old.
Youth in this. The Giants did a great job drafting this guy in 2002. His numbers going through the minor leagues have been ridiculous. Great curveball. Again, the command. Tony, what really impresses me with so many of these young pitchers is their idea of the strike zone. They dominated. 112 strikeouts, 27 walks. Used to be you might see those 112 strikeouts, but it'd be like 60 walks.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these guys aren't overpowering guys either, and so you know they've been able to get command of the strike zone and get command with movement, and it makes it tough.
Well, for Team World, their last chance as we're in the 7th inning of the 7th inning ball game, and they are down. Cain's pitch misses outside. We get the bottom third of the order up here for Team World. They have garnered 3 hits in the ball game and a couple of big errors that have allowed the unearned runs. Hacked at, foul back into the seats. Jorge Cortez leading it off against Cain. They need base runners here in the 7th inning. A pitcher-dominated game. Every U.S. pitcher has struck out at least 1 hitter so far in this game. Takes that pitch down low, 1-2.
That's the first time I've ever heard booing in a Futures game.
Somebody must not have given the ball to the youngster.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Me too.
Maybe it's that guy that drove over here from Arlington, Texas a few weeks ago.
And wished he hadn't. 3-ball, 2-strike count. And he's on with a walk. So a little green light there to start the inning. A free pass. Want to remind you, log on to MLB.com. Follow baseball live on the web. MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, MLB TV, MLB.com, where baseball is always on. Tony Gwynn, Peter Gammons. I'm Gary Thorne. Gary Miller with us. Chance to meet a couple of the young players here in our Futures game. The roster selected, 30 major league clubs involved in it, along with Baseball America. These 25-man rosters put together from the best of the minors, the future stars, and their chance to shine here on this All-Star Sunday. Pitch taken down low, 2-0 count. Cain struggling right now with the strike zone. Diaz getting a shot at it. First time up for Diaz, who's doing the catching. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Center field. Majewski going back, cannot get it. Runner was already at second base. Cortez will make the turn but stay. And we've seen outfielders on a couple of occasions struggle, probably with this indoor roof, because it doesn't look like they're picking that ball up very well.
Well, the way he was running after this ball, it looked like he had it all the way. And right at the very end, you see him starting to go back, and it looks like he's got a bead on it, and he reaches for it, and it doesn't catch it.
That will be scored a double. So Diaz is on at second base. Cortez goes over to third. Now with nobody out, a real chance to get something going here with Andres Blanco taking the strike.
And Andres has major league experience. When Thoreau was hurt earlier in the year, he did a terrific job defensively. He looks like the heir apparent to Omar Vizquel and Cesar Izturis.
27 at-bats in those 9 games Peter was talking about. First major league hit, one you never forget. Tony, this was his.
Dropped the bunt. Perfect bunt. Used his great speed to beat it up.
However they come, when it's your first,
you take it.
You take it.
Never forget it.
1-2 delivery is up high, 2-2. And yours was?
Well, let me see here. Now you make me think. Mike Krukow.
I knew you'd find it.
Was first game. I got my first hit off Sid Manji.
Line drive to left.
Right.
I knew it. Just a guess. And you never hit anything else other than a line drive after that. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Blanco.
One thing about Diaz here, he's got major league experience, so this facing a hard thrower is not going to phase him any. You see
how's that one off?
Standing there and excuse me, that's
Andres Blanco.
You see him just battling, fouling off pitches, trying to get something better. And you know, getting to the big leagues and having a little bit of success will give you confidence in these situations.
Just turned 20 years old, takes the pitch outside. And Kane is really the first pitcher we've seen in the game have any kind of problem, huh?
Any trouble. And really, he made some good pitches. You know, the ball hit the center, really should have been caught.
Matt Kane's delivery goes to the backstop. Runners will hold. That backstop's alive. No chance to move up. Ball 4 taken, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. Well, Team World here is going to make it interesting. They get the top of the order coming up. Team USA leading it by a score of 4-0. And a hit right here, and they're going to be right back in the game. Felix P.A. is in the leadoff spot. Drew a walk his only time up.
Goose is going to put himself in the game.
Gossage will now come in to relieve his own team. He is going to go to the bullpen. So a struggle for Matt Kane, who could not get anybody out. 3 batters face. Bases are loaded here in the 7th and last inning.
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing Gillette M3 Power. Turn on the first micro power shaving system from Gillette and turn on the amazing new Power Glide blades. Micropulses raise the hair so you shave closer in one power stroke. Feel the power of the world's best shave. New M3 Power, a Mach 3 innovation from Gillette. The best a man can get.
You don't need to be a sanitation engineer to know garbage when you see it. Looks like you'll be folding faster than the Argentine army in '82. Oh, well. Buck up, soldier. The night is young. Lucky for you, there's also a lightweight to live. The high life.
Now, this here, that's the drain plug. It lets the oil drain out into the pan. Remember, she's got a lot of mileage on her, but one day, she'll be all yours.
Help keep the family car in the family. At 75,000 miles, switch to Valvoline's Max Life. Its added ingredients help prevent wear on critical engine parts.
After our naps, we'll flush the radiator.
At 75,000, time to switch to Max Life. And introducing Max Life Synthetic, another good reason to switch to Max Life.
In our 7th-inning game, the Team USA leading, but Team World's got the bases loaded and nobody out. And Gavin Floyd, Phillies organization, has come on to pitch.
He and left-hander Cole Hamels are the 2 prizes of the Phillies organization. An organization that's done a remarkable job developing pitching. I mean, they have developed a lot of them, and they've drafted them out of high school, which is unusual. Floyd was a #1 pick out of Baltimore, Maryland. Actually went to the same high school as Mark Teixeira, and it was interesting. They were picked back-to-back in the first round, I believe 4th and 5th in that draft. But he has great stuff and a real feel for pitching. And there's, you know, there have been a lot of rumors that maybe he would be brought up to pitch for the Phillies sometime this summer. Thus far, they've resisted the temptation.
Another big kid. He's 6'5", 4th player taken in that 2001 draft. So let's see what the 21-year-old can do here. He worked last year in the Futures game. He worked an inning, a couple of strikeouts in last year's game. He's got a chance to put this one away, but tough. With the bases loaded, PA at the plate, takes it for a strike on the inside corner. He's drawn a walk in his only at bat. Top of the order now. A-ball, Daytona in Florida.
Tremendous athlete. Probably the #1 positional prospect that the Cubs have. Signed out of a tryout camp. He's actually Haitian. And there was a tryout camp, and Scott said, "Could anybody who's an athlete?" They brought him over and signed him, and he's learning fast.
Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, hoping he's going to be that good. Pitch is taken inside. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Not close on that one.
Well, we know the Cubs are trying to get a shortstop, and there's talk about either Orlando Cabrera from Montreal or Omar Vizquel from the Indians, but he, PA, and Angel Guzman, right-handed pitcher in Double-A, are the 2 guys the Cubs will not trade under any circumstances.
And that's going to be a base hit into right field. Cortez will score. Diaz being held, and the bases remain loaded. And it is a 4-1 game, and there is still nobody out. PA picks up the RBI, and all of a sudden what has been a complete pitchers dominated game changes here in the 7th.
Hit a pretty good pitch down and just beat it in a hole between 1st and 2nd.
Playing station to station ball here. They don't need anyone to be thrown out, so they held that runner up at 3rd base. Diaz, and the bases remain loaded. Still nobody away. 4-1 ball game. Pitch down low, blocked by Mathis. Got a piece of that one. And the pitchers right now, the problem's been here. They're getting behind hitters. We haven't seen that all day.
Not at all day. Seems like pitchers were working ahead of the count, locating real well, and really for the first time today, we've seen any pitchers really fall behind in the count.
Robinson Cano with the RBI opportunity, and that's outside. Looks like he might have tried to aim that ball a little bit. Sacks are full. A walk, a double, another walk, and a single. A run in. 2-0 delivery. Way outside. No place to put him. 3-0.
Now all of a sudden, with guys in scoring position, pitchers are trying to be too fine, trying to be perfect. And you see Fernando kind of smiling there. This is the first opportunity they've had for runs all day.
He doesn't mind that fine-tuning at all. 3-0 delivery. It'll be taken all the way for strike on the inside corner. Floyd, 81 strikeouts, 37 walks in 98 innings worked. He's a starter. 17 game starts for him with 1 complete game. Mathis behind the plate, bases loaded. 3-1 delivery on the way, and a chopper. That one's going to be towards first. Fielder's going to go to the pitcher covering. Another run will score. They get the out. Cano will be credited with the RBI. Diaz comes across the plate. Still only 1 away, and 2 in scoring position. The 2 that could tie this ball game up.
At the very least, he got the run in and got the runners in scoring position.
Not a bad job.
You know he wanted to get a base hit there, but he gives the World team an opportunity to tie this game with 1 base hit.
And that one swung at, not touched, and a run will score, and it's a 1-run game. Buried in the dirt, Blanco comes in from 3rd base for the 3rd run of the inning. PA moves over to 3rd, and just like that, it's 4-3.
Curveball, 55 feet.
And again, hitters not knowing, not having seen guys. Morneau way out in front. Gets away from the catcher, though, and now the World 90 feet away from tying this game.
And they're going to try and cut the run off. Now, this game will not go beyond 7 innings, no matter what. The Team USA has got another shot at it, of course, and they've got a chance to put it away here still. Justin Morneau, 2 fielder's choices, and he has struck out. 1-1 delivery with 1 down. I mean, his job, just get that run in anyhow, anyway.
Yeah, this situation, you're looking for something up
with
in
that
the zone.
drawn in infield, he's got a pretty good chance to put one through. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Check swing, he went around on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Morneau's played the entire game. Starter at first base. 2-2 delivery on the way to him. Breaking ball got him.
Well, that was a great pitch.
Looked like a knuckle curve. Gossage is on his way out, and he's going to make the pitching change here.
He had a lot of bite to it, that last pitch.
Well, Team USA 1 out away from winning this ball game, but Team World 1 run away, and that runner's at third from tying it.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. I'm full! Fullness from a value menu.
Guess who got full this weekend?
You dog! Introducing the Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. A new menu of filling items like half-pound burritos and double tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
I'm full beyond my wildest dreams. And you can be too!
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
You think that's due? Think again. That's what's called a cold sweat. Because our guy has the Steel Combi System. One tool, multiple attachments. Tremble with fear, little yard. Tremble with fear. The Steel Combi System. Are you ready for a steal?
You're driving along. A car pulls in front of you. Another pulls alongside. When the guy up front stops short, you rear-end him, just like he wanted. It's called a swoop and squat. And fraud like this can add hundreds of dollars a year to your insurance bills. It's why Allstate has a dedicated fraud team to track down criminals. Fighting fraud helps keep your insurance affordable. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Team World making an interesting 3 runs in here in the 7th inning, and a runner at third. Log on MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB TV. It's MLB.com, where baseball is always on. Great to have you with us here as Team USA's got the lead. Kyle Sleeth trying to get a final out.
Well, Kyle Sleeth went to Wake Forest. He's a kid from Colorado. He has very, very good command of the strike zone, both sides of the plate. He didn't have a great junior year, but a lot of people thought he'd be the #1 pick in the country last year. He didn't have a great junior year, which sometimes happens with draft eligibles, but the Tigers took him with the 3rd pick in the draft, and he's already in AA now. And he's very mature, and that, as Tony's been saying, that college experience does help.
There are the numbers. Marte is at the plate. Andy Marte with 2 down. 3 runs in, 7th inning. Team World runner at third, whipped into the seats. And almost took off his base runner. You see him going, keep the ball out there, PA. Ducked under that one. You want to be in foul territory, but that time it almost cost him.
Braves love Andy Marte. Explosive bat.
The short could be the ball game. Hill will make the throw to first. Team USA. 4 3-1ers. So a game dominated by pitchers. Team World finally came up with the 3 runs in the 7th inning. But the 4 unearned runs Team USA was able to put up held up for a 4-3 win.
So Goose gets to come in with a guy from Colorado to close the game out.
Gets the win as the manager.
Pitching really impressive.
Really,
game, huh?
Yeah.
And these guys could really get it done We're going to get an MVP. The likes of Alfonso Soriano have won that award. Let's see who's going to pick it up as the final score here in our All-Star Futures game. 4-3 Team USA.
Advantage. Will you fear it or feast on it? NCAA Football 2005. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
We are Insomniacs. While other car companies sleep soundly at the wheel of convention, we have created a dream machine. An all-wheel drive vehicle with a stunning new body and a turbocharged soul. A vehicle that takes your old notions of a wagon and puts them to bed. Once and for all. The 250 horsepower Subaru Legacy.
Rise and shine.
See your Subaru dealer for details on a special introductory lease on the all-new Subaru Legacy.
Get a camera.
Introducing the 5-megapixel CyberShot T1 from Sony. The great little camera with a great big screen. CyberShot from Sony, like no other.
Hey, what's up, Thurs?
Yo, Thurs, what's up with the extra Sprite?
Brother, you can never be too far away from the crisp, thirst-quenching lemon lime goodness of Sprite. Now let's say some big old Sasquatch sits here on my left, taking up the armrest and whatnot. I'm gonna be over here on my right with this Sprite.
So what about that one?
Now say some young honey dip sits over here on my left. I'm gonna spend my time over here with her, getting my drink on. Show her my motto. Ooh, ooh. Now this is gonna be interesting. Who's thirsty?
The All-Star Fan Fest at the Convention Center just across the street from the ballpark here in Houston. Huge complex with a great display going on there that the fans have had a chance to be involved with for the past week. We've got an MVP and we've got Gary Miller. Gary.
Gary, it turned out to be a big moment in this game. We're here with the 6th Futures Game MVP, Aaron Hill, here to present the honor. I'm here with Mitchell Steinhaus and Kevin McDonald of the New York Mercantile Exchange and Jimmy Lee Solomon, the Senior Vice President of Baseball Operations for Major League Baseball. They're here to present the Larry Doby Award to the 2004 All-Stars Future MVP, Aaron Hill.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
How's that look to you, Aaron?
I get used to getting some of these. I tell you what. I just had a pleasure to be out here. I appreciate everything.
Aaron, you weren't even supposed to be here. One of your organizational teammates, Russ Adams, got hurt. You're a late replacement. You're not even in the media, guys. These guys are looking through their guides right now and saying, who is this guy? How unreal is this for you?
You know, I just found out about 4 or 5 days ago that I was coming up here, and there was no complaints. I mean, it's an honor to be here, and I'm glad I came. I could get used to playing in stadiums like this.
We didn't think it was going to be that significant of a hit. It made it 4-0, but it made a big difference. The 2-run double was your first at bat of the game. The pitchers were dominating. Tell us about that at bat.
Well, thank God I didn't have to face those 100-mile-an-hour throwers over there. They had some pitchers over there, but you know, the guys did real well tonight, and the pitching did well, and we pulled it out.
How much camaraderie can you build being around these guys just for a weekend, and you know, knowing in the future you might be up in the real All-Star game we're going to play here on Tuesday?
It gives me chills just thinking about it, but playing with these guys and realizing these guys are going to be future major leaguers and hopefully future All-Stars, it's an awesome dream come true.
Well, we've got guys that you're following in some famous footsteps. Aaron Hill, the Futures Game MVP. Gary?
Congratulations, and some of the names he follows: Jeff Burrows, Alfonso Soriano, Toby Hall, Jose Reyes, and Grady Sizemore have all been MVPs of our Futures All-Star Game. And this one, a 1-run differential and a victory. There you see the MVPs of the past, and obviously some names there who are still playing some pretty good baseball. Tony Gwynn, Peter Gammons. Tony, final thoughts on today's game. What struck you most?
The pitching, without question. I think the pitchers until the 7th inning were dominant. We saw him locate. We saw him change speed. We saw good velocity by some, good movement by others. I mean, and a lot of 19-year-olds, a lot of young guys who have stepped up and have thrown the ball extremely well today.
I mean, guys that aren't 19, like Jose Capellan of the Braves and Jeff Francis of the Rockies, but, you know, Felix Hernandez at 18 years old and Jairo Garcia of the A's at 19 years old. And then some of the arms we saw, I mean, and the command they showed, they're guys that can come in a hurry.
Do you think this is because there's been such a lack of pitching and a need for it now that we're seeing all of a sudden a really good crop of pitchers coming?
I think that's part of it, and I think there are a lot of really good young pitchers around in the major leagues, and I think maybe there's just more emphasis. I think there's more emphasis when they go to the camps in the Venezuelan and Dominican summer leagues and then in the lower minors. And I mean, we talked about the numbers that you see, the 120 strikeouts, 27 walks. You know, the game has come down to what is it? It's command of the strike zone, and they're teaching it to pitchers as well as hitters.
Sorry, Tony.
Sorry. He said it all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I want to remind you, Sunday Night Baseball tonight, it'll be at 8 o'clock. The Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals will wrap up the first half of the season. Kerry Wood is going to be pitching. Great to have had you with us. This, the Futures 2004 All-Star Game. Team USA comes away with the win. Repeat Gavin's, Tony Gwynn, Gary Miller. I'm Gary Thorne. Thank you, everybody. So long from Houston, the home of the 75th All-Star Game coming up Tuesday.